Hello guys, Matt Lemke here with your Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com, and today we are going to do a flip through of Starfinder's Alien Archive. Alright, so you open the book, and the first thing you see is the solar system that these creatures are from. It's the base solar system. And then the next thing you see, next important thing you see is the table of contents. Now, the Starfinder book, then you see the introduction, which teaches you how to read the book, all that fun stuff if you've never read it before. It has monster reference symbols here. And one thing you might want to note about the book is it's 159 pages. Yeah, 159 pages, and has a price point of $39.99. We will talk about that a little bit later, towards the end. So one thing I've noticed about the book in my reading of it is that it appears easier to read, and they added a lot of cool elements. I guess they do this in Pathfinder also, but it seems like they happen more frequently in the Alien Archive. So you've got your stat block, which I haven't quite pegged it yet, but I think it's a little bit easier to read. You have the second page of your entry, for most monsters, or I mean aliens in this book, there are 2-page entries. And then you have, often you'll see there's breakdowns where there's a picture here, and then they have a description of whatever the picture is about, that is about that alien race. Now in this case, for the Apari, you have the Apari over here broken down with their little bit, and then you have the constituents, and the picture is on the next page, and then it talks about the race here. Now, some of the other things they do... Oh, before I go any further, I'm going to interrupt myself. The Assembly Ooze is one of the cooler creatures in the book. This guy's an upcycler. Send him into a junkyard. He swallows technology and pushes it out the other end as something upcycled. Well, maybe not always upcycled, but one of these items at random is what he can create. He basically can create a gear. And that was cool. I'm glad to see stuff like that. I mean, it might not work for you if he swallows you whole, but hey. And then, some of the things that back on track, I should say. Some of the things that I think make it easier is they'll have like over here, and then bam, the GM can open up the book, and right there, racial traits in a little sidebar. It's just a little bit of the stuff that makes it easy. I was checking something out that I liked from the Magic Item Compendium. And then, now it's just time to move into some of the stuff. Like, almost everything in this book is new, or a new experience, or expounded upon in a Starfinder, Pathfinder experience. And what I mean by that is, I'll come back to them, is like dragons, okay? So they had an opportunity with Starfinder here to do a lot with dragons. Well, you see this is a young adult blue dragon. They give you the stat block. Nice, big, beautiful picture of a dragon. But then on the next page, they talk about dragons, and you have a whole bunch of templates. And if you turn the page, that's it for the dragon. That's all they did. I don't know if they're planning a book of their own for dragons later on down the line, or what. Cat, that's my leg. Sorry, guys. Cat was trying to climb me. But things that have already existed, they did not, for lack of a better way to say it, reprint it in this Alien Archive. Bye, cat. Go back down there. I'm busy. So the Dralix, one of the cool things they have is, one of the little breakdowns is that their Shadow Staff is here. They have a level 8 version and a level 2 version for these guys. They are a CR2, so they're potentially, possibly a player race. As a GM, I've never been fond of doing that. And then, like, you know, you've got Dragonkin. These guys are kind of unique because they have a partner bond that they have, and they form a permanent bond with a non-Dragonkin creature. I think there's a lot of room for cool role-playing with these guys. And then, well, the next, okay, so here's the Drow. And this is another one of those things I was talking about. They have a lot of their detail here, but they have an enforcer, they have an arms dealer, and then they have all their racial traits over here. And that's how they're broken down for their 2-page entry. They did not waste a lot of time putting filler content into this book. So I have to show you the goblins because, well, 4-mans are kind of cool, and I believe from what I've read, you can base pretty much a whole campaign on them. The gray are here, but the goblins, the reason why I'm rushing to the goblins is they have my favorite picture of the whole book. And if I knew my alphabet, I would have realized that I went past them. So this picture is just wicked cool. I mean, they capture everything that the Pathfinder Goblin did. That's really cool that the goblins survived into space. But this picture wouldn't be nearly as cool if it didn't have 2 band-aids on it. So kudos to whoever the artist of this picture was. And then there's one more creature that I kind of, well, there's a lot of creatures in here I could spend a lot of time on, and that's not what I'm going to do now. I am going to jump to, I mean, as you see, a lot of this stuff is pretty unique. I don't recall ever hearing any of these anywhere before. Now, you can say, you know, if you have a heavy science fiction base, you can look at some of these descriptions and be like, oh, they were influenced by that story, or they were influenced by that. I'm not denying that that exists. I love this guy. Just the picture. The shark wings are pretty brutal. But I want to go back to the appendixes, because the appendixes in a 159-page book are pretty big. So the first appendix starts on page 126. So there's 25 pages of a 150-page book. Well, 25 plus pages of a 50-page booklet that are appendix. That's pretty important. So the first one is creating monsters and other NPCs. And it gives you the layout of how to do this for Starfinder. And they clearly think that this is an important thing to give you at this point in time, because of all of the appendixes that are like roughly 25 pages, this goes to page 143, 143 before it's done. So it's over half of the appendixes, or over half of the appendix material. So they give you a very detailed breakdown on how to do everything from picking your arrays, which, you know, is combatant or an expert or a spellcaster, and all those things. They give you all the charts they did, just like they've done in the past. So why is it so important, and why am I emphasizing this now? Well, Starfinder's still pretty green, so it very easily, I think, as a GM, you can run out of your own material. One of the things they do have here too is they have the creature type graphs, and then actually after this chapter they have graphs again, but they're slightly different ones. They're more like your reference graphs. So you go all the way through making your NPC slash monster by picking its special abilities, its skills, and everything is broken down for 9 steps. And then the next thing they have is a summoning creature spell. And basically what this does is this gives you a handle on how the spell works, obviously, like every spell. But then they give you a handle for the different, at different levels, the types of creatures that can be summoned. And they give you all those facts. And they give you a summon creature defaults guide. I call it guide. And then they have the different graphs of the different subtypes and things for for your summoning. And then, yeah, so here's all your descriptions. They start on page 147 and go to like 150-ish, 152. So now here's the simple templates. So here's your aerial, CR1 creatures, your cybernetics, your entropics, and these are just for your things that you need to look at on the go. So you're playing your game and you left out your notes on, let's say, a synthetic, and then you look up the traits and you realize you missed a trait. You basically turn the page until you figure out what you were missing, because the fourth appendix is on all the different special abilities / creature rules that you would need in their descriptions. And that pretty much does it. So what do I think about Starfinder's Alien Archive? When I bought this book at $40, I was kind of skeptical. One, I kind of didn't know what to expect from it because it's one of the first major supplements from Starfinder, or for Starfinder. And two, I'm like, man, is this a monster manual or is this whatever? I couldn't really tell from looking at it, and I don't think it's a monster manual. At this point, I think this book is an accessory for players and GMs alike. Now, with that said, I believe it probably leans a little bit more towards being a GM tool. But since there's nearly 25 possible player races in here, there's no reason why a player can't just pick it up to have it. The appendixes are worth their weight in gold, at least to me, and that's largely because I'm a creator. I like to create things, and I want to do more types of creation. So anytime I can get my hands on rules like that, it's worth it. I mean, yeah, I probably could have found them. Somebody could have copied them for me and gave them to me. And I wouldn't have needed to buy the whole book. But there's enough new stuff in here, too, that it expands the value even more of this book. It's not like other monster manuals where you might have new versions of goblins or just some new versions of dragons that are, like spawns off of other things, or reprints from things that were printed 10 years ago. This is all original, and I don't have a problem with that price point since everything's original. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see in the comments, or email me. Go to gamer-goggles.com and sign up for newsletter, things of that nature. Let me know if you want to see creatures in more detail next time, so that I can give you those things. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hi guys. Meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button, and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know, you're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.